everyone, and welcome back to the Stay Lit broadcast. Today, we need to talk about something seriously disturbing. RFK Jr.'s latest plan to cure mental illness. And yes, it's every bit as dangerous as that sounds. Now, if you caught my most recent Substack post, The Dark Side of Making America Healthy Again, you already know where this is going. RFK Jr. wants to create wellness farms to help people wean off of psychiatric drugs like SSRIs, Adderall, and benzos. This approach puts people's health at serious risk. RFK Jr. has no medical or psychiatric expertise outside of what happened to his Aunt Rosemary Kennedy and his own stints in rehab for heroin addiction. And now he's going to tell us how to handle mental health treatment? First off, psychiatric drugs are not just options for people with mental health struggles. They're fucking lifelines. People depend on them for a reason. And weaning off of them without proper medical supervision isn't some magical path to healing. It's a path to fucking disaster. For example, people who abruptly stop taking SSRIs or benzos can experience withdrawal symptoms that can lead to severe anxiety, depression, or even suicidal ideation. For some, those symptoms can be fatal. And that's not some worst case scenario, it's fucking fact. Take the example of benzo withdrawal. This is a class of drugs often used to treat anxiety and insomnia. If people don't taper off of benzos under medical supervision, the results can be life-threatening, including seizures, severe depression, and even suicide. Now, imagine a scenario where RFK Jr.'s wellness farms are sending people through an alternative treatment process without proper medical oversight. It's fucking terrifying. But it gets worse when you think about what he's really saying here. Mental health is a lifestyle choice, and anyone who takes meds is an addict. This ignores the reality that psychiatric drugs have saved countless lives. SSRIs like Prozac have been instrumental in helping people with depression live functional lives. Adderall is crucial for many people, like myself, with ADHD to focus and maintain a level of productivity. To suggest that these medications are evil or that we can just stop taking them and feel better will get people killed. RFK Jr. isn't just advocating for an alternative treatment plan. He's part of this growing movement that demonizes science and the medical establishment. It's anti-science, plain and simple. This is the same rhetoric we've heard from anti-vaxxers and conspiracy theorists. If you can't trust doctors, who can you trust? RFK Jr. is betting on his charisma and his name to sell people on this dangerous idea that their mental health care should be dictated by someone with no expertise in the field. And what really gets my goat is this is eerily reminiscent of what happened in Nazi Germany in the early 20th century. While they didn't outright reject science, they twisted it to serve their racist and eugenicist ideologies. The Nazis took legitimate scientific fields like genetics and manipulated them to justify horrific policies such as forced sterilizations, racial purity laws, and ultimately genocide. They use science to rationalize their inhumane practices, promoting pseudoscientific ideas as facts. Now, that's not to say RFK Jr. is advocating for anything like that, but the pattern is there: a rejection of established medical practices and an embrace of harmful, unproven alternatives to further a particular agenda. It starts small with ideas that claim to improve people's lives, but the consequences can spiral into something far worse, as history has shown us. RFK Jr. isn't just playing with people's mental health, he's toying with their very lives. This isn't some harmless quirk or political stance, and if we let this kind of anti science rhetoric go unchecked, we risk putting people in harm's way, just like we've seen with dangerous ideologies in the past. It's time to take a stand and fucking demand better.